Good morning, team. India's trade data has come. So we have to see trade data in two things. One is FY23, that is for the whole year. The whole year we have done very good, but I will not say it is extraordinary like last year. So trade deficit for FY23 is $266.8 billion. The export was $447.5 billion. It was higher by 6%, and imports at 714 billion. But the important point is services trade surplus has increased. It was 107 billion previously. FY23 service surplus is $142 billion. So the trade deficit is slightly lower because of the surplus which we have generated to services, and slowdown in our imports due to lower oil prices. And we have remittances, which is $100 billion in calendar year 2022. So that also is helping us to tide over it. And our reserves also, forex reserve also is at 9 months high. So that is also providing us big cushion. But when you look at the month data of March 23, our exports were down by 13.9%. Sorry, our imports were down by 7.9% at 58.1 billion. Our export also was down by 13.9% at 38.4 billion. Our services export was higher by 3% at 27.8%. So the trade deficit, not including services, it is $19.7 billion. So this is very important. We are trying to arrest our trade deficit. So that is something positive. It is an ongoing process, and we are doing a lot of things to reduce our imports. And urea subsidy, government has said that urea subsidy may be below 1 lakh crore in FY24. The budget estimate for urea imports are subsidy is 1.31 lakh crore, but urea prices globally has come down. So if you see the Chinese prices, which was at $475 per ton in February, now it is $330. So a big reduction. So this is positive for fertilizer stock and even for agriculture. National Highway Authority, now the data says that they have completed 10,993 kilometers of road in FY23. So there is a shortfall. The total budgeted was 12,500, but it is down by 13.7% of the budgeted. So we have done about 30 kilometers, 30.11 kilometer per day. So this is good, but whatever was aim, we couldn't achieve that. But government is saying that they will achieve 45 kilometer per day road. So let us see how it happens. There is going to be a Z block deal for 5.65%, and it is a very important investor who is selling. So it doesn't look good for Z Entertainment. Landmark car came with numbers. The numbers were very good. They have done, the revenue was higher by 36% at 4,594 crores. So, but these are provisional numbers. But more than car sales, car sale was about 3,845. Car sales are lower margin. Services is where the margins are very high. So services was about 749 crores, which increased by 25%. And they have done few addition of showrooms and few shutdown in showroom. So they have closed 11 outlets of Renault in Punjab and Haryana, but they have opened 4 new outlets for BYD brand in Delhi, NCR, Uttar Pradesh, and Mumbai, and 2 outlets of Jeep brand in Navi Mumbai, 1 outlet of Honda in Surat. So they have done few things, and they have replaced small workshop with a much larger workshop for Mercedes-Benz in Kolkata. So they have done few improvements also. The highest shareholders for any company in India is S Bank. That is what data is saying. So it has crossed 50 lakh is what the data is saying. So no, this is worrisome. No, everybody who's holding S Bank thinks it is at 15 rupees. If it goes to 30 rupees, we will make money. But so many investors are having that hope. Normally, this doesn't happen. Is my view. We need to see. HDFC Bank announced the result. So with that, they have announced 19 rupees as dividend. Now I have gone through the result. They have aggressively opened branch. For a long-term investor, HDFC Bank is one of the best buy. So credit card spend also, the data was shared. I think SBI cards is where the aggressive card opening is happening. So we like SBI card at current level. I talked about Forex reserve. Forex reserve has increased by $6.3 billion. Now the reserves as on April 7 stands at $584.75 billion. And gold reserve is $46.69 billion. No, the value is that much. Yugar sugar has started operating 250 kiloliter per day out of the existing 845 kiloliter per day grain-based distillery during off-season. VRL Logistic, they have updated on capex. They have said that they have about 5,717 trucks, while they will add 1,667 trucks with a capex of almost 700 crores. Company, there are about 1,220 vehicles which are more than 15 years, which will go out of operation. So the net capex will be 16,802 metric ton in the next 12 months. I think VRL Logistic is doing a good job, and they are saying the cost will come down by rationalizing the vehicles. So that is also very important. With that, over to you, team.
Yeah, thank you sir, and good morning everyone. हम इस कॉल से एक बार हिंदी में स्टार्ट करते हैं. जैसे हमने देखा ट्रेड डेटा आए थे ओवर वीकेंड में. अगर हम देखा जाए FY23 के, तो अगर हम इंपोर्ट्स देख रहे थे 266.8 बिलियन के आसपास है, और जबकि हम एक्सपोर्ट्स में इंपोर्ट 714 बिलियन का है और एक्सपोर्ट टोटल 447 बिलियन का 26% का हायर देखा है. इंपोर्ट्स में थोड़ी सी कमी आती हुई देखी, क्योंकि मेन रीजन वही है हमारा जो स्लो डाउन था क्रूड ऑयल की प्राइसेस के बाइंग में. इसमें सरप्लस हम देख रहे हैं, सर्विसेज में सरप्लस रहा है जो कि 107 बिलियन का था, जो कि 107 बिलियन डॉलर्स का है, और जैसे देख रहे थे 123 से 142 हुए हैं. ट्रेड डेफिसिट भी थोड़ा सा कम हुआ है. रेमिटेंस हम देख रहे हैं तो $100 बिलियन के आसपास का है मार्च में. अगर मार्च के फिगर देखे जाए तो इंपोर्ट्स 8% नीचे है जो कि 58.1 बिलियन, और एक्सपोर्ट 14% नीचे जो कि 38.4 बिलियन है. सर्विसेज देखा जाए तो 3% हायर है जो कि 28 बिलियन के, और टोटल ट्रेड डेफिसिट देखा जाए तो 19 बिलियन के आसपास है. यूरिया सब्सिडी गवर्नमेंट को लगी वो 1 लाख करोड़ के नीचे लेके आ सकती है. करेंटली 1.31 है, और यूरिया प्राइसेस भी ग्लोबली नीचे आए तो ओवरऑल के फॉरवर्ड सेंटीमेंट के लिए. NHA का डेटा है, अगर हम इस बात देखेंगे तो 11,000 किलोमीटर के आसपास के हमने रोड्स डेवलप किए, जो कि शॉर्टफॉल है नियर अबाउट 12,500 का टारगेट था. 14% का शॉर्टफॉल, और पॉजिटिव सर्विस देखा जाए 30.11 है. हम देखे जाए तो वैसे अच्छा है, बट एम के वेपन जी में एक लॉकडाउन होने वाली एक बड़े इन्वेस्टर्स तो अपना 6% के आसपास का स्टेक सेल करने वाले, तो एक सेंटिमेंटली नेगेटिव है. लैंडमार्क कार्स के भी रिजल्ट देखेंगे, रेवेन्यू देखा जाए 36% आया था जो कि 4,594 करोड़ के आसपास था. तो अगर हम देखा जाए तो कार सेल्स का देखा जाए तो 845 का है, जो कि लोअर था, बट सर्विसेज डिवीजन अच्छा कर रहा था जो कि 749 करोड़ के आसपास, जो कि 25% की ग्रोथ है. बेसिकली देखा जाए कार सेल्स एक लोअर मार्जिन बिजनेस, और उनका जो मेन रेवेन्यू आता है वो सर्विसेज के थ्रू ही आता है. सो इनने कुछ नए शोरूम से ऐड करके क्लोज आउट किए. 11 क्लोज आउट के रेनॉल्ट के, उसमें नए ऐड के BYD के 4 शोरूम दिल्ली NCR में, यूपी में और मुंबई में भी जीप कंपास के शोरूम से उन्होंने नए ऐड किए गए हैं. अगर हम जैसे देख रहे हैं तो येस बैंक के अंदर हाईएस्ट शेयर होल्डिंग होगा, 50 लाख शेयर होल्डर्स है, तो 15 रुपये भाव से यहाँ पे 30 रुपीज आता है. तो इन्वेस्टमेंट से बेनिफिट होगा, बट हमें लगता है ये होना थोड़ा मुमकिन नहीं है. HDFC बैंक के भी नतीजे आ चुके हैं. अगर हम देख रहे हैं तो ओवरऑल नतीजे देखे जाए तो रोबस्ट है 21% हाई ईयर ऑन ईयर था, और लाइबिलिटी फ्रेंचाइजी इनकी बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग थी, और उनकी जो मर्जर हुई HDFC के साथ, जो क्रेडिट ग्रोथ हमें लग रहा है थोड़ी सी स्लो डाउन हो सकती है. 19.6 से 17% पे आ गई, इसमें जो कॉर्पोरेट बुक्स है उसके चलते नेक्स्ट भी हमें लगता है स्टीपर रहेगा 4.4% के आसपास, जो कि क्वार्टर क्वार्टर है, और गाइडेंस दी गई है 5 से 10 बेसिस पॉइंट की, जो कि मोमेंट पॉसिबल है। ग्रॉस एनपीए में भी थोड़ी सी हमें गिरावट आते हुए देखी, जो कि 120 से गिर के 1.12 पे आ गई है। और क्वार्टर क्वार्टर हम देख रहे हैं लोअर ही स्लिपेजेस दिख रहे हैं। रिस्ट्रक्चर एसेट्स में भी हमें फॉल डाउन दिखा है, जो कि 0.5% तक गिरे, 0.37 हो गए। रिकवरीज भी अच्छी थी। एनआई में ग्रोथ देखी गई है, क्योंकि 2% हायर है क्वार्टर क्वार्टर पर की। पीपीओपी पे देखा जाए तो ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट पे देखा जाए तो 2% के आसपास ही था, जबकि 8% क्वार्टर क्वार्टर राइज था ऑफिस पे। और सो पार्ट भी हमें डिक्लाइन होते हुए दिखा है 2% क्वार्टर ऑन क्वार्टर। सो ओवरऑल हम देख रहे हैं अभी जैसे 19 रुपए का डिविडेंड भी डिक्लेयर किया गया, और इनकी जो एग्रेसिव है ब्रांच ओपनिंग के चलते हमें लगता है किसी इन्वेस्टर को अगर बैंकिंग स्पेस में एंटर करना है तो एचडीएफसी बैंक के करीब मौका एंटर करने के लिए। नेक्स्ट हम इन्फोसिस के रिजल्ट देख रहे हैं। नंबर्स सबड्यूड थे, और मेनली इसमें जो प्रोजेक्ट राम डाउन थे और प्रोजेक्ट कैंसिलेशन के चलते ही ये देखा। कंपनी ने गाइडेंस जो की रेवेन्यू 4 से 7% के आसपास की रेंज दी है FY24 की, जो कि वाइडर और यूजुअल गाइडेंस से, जो कि 20 से 22% मार्जिन, जो कि चैलेंजिंग मार्केट, उसके चलते कंपनी ने एस्पायर किया हायर अच्छी ग्रोथ करने के लिए गाइडेंस के लिए। बट मेगा लार्ज डील्स वील्स के चलते हुए, बट हमें लगता है कि हमने 6% के आसपास का एक मिड किया है, और उसके चलते हमें जो एस्टिमेट्स है वो हमें हमारे लो करके 1715 प्राइस टारगेट को डाउन करके 1618 कर दिया है, जो कि करंटली 1715 है। सो और नेक्स्ट, और हमें लगता है अगर कोई भी रिसेंट फॉल में अगर यहाँ पे गिरावट दिखती है तो उसे हमें बाय करना चाहिए स्टॉक को। सेकेंडली टीवी 18 के लिए एक सेंटीमेंट नेगेटिव। वायाकॉम 18 की जो कंट्रोल सब्सिडी टीवी 18, उन्होंने वो भी ओनर बन की जियो सिनेमा ओटीटी प्लेटफॉर्म की टीम ने उन्हें 15,000 करोड़ अपने जुटा लिया है, और उस पर एज पर वैल्यूएशन देखा जाए तो 33,000 करोड़ का ये इम्प्लाई होता है, जो कि 13.5% फुल्ली डाइल्यूट कर दिया गया है, और इससे सब्सक्राइब भी किया है 4450 करोड़ का वैल्यूएशन। TCS ने कहा कि वे दैट इट विल प्रोवाइड 12 से 15% सैलरी हाइक देंगे, जो कि हाई परफॉर्मिंग एम्प्लॉयज है, एंड 1.5 से 8% देंगे अदर्स के लिए। FY24 के लिए हाइक सिमिलर रेंज में, जो कि FY23 में थी। और कंपनी ने ये भी अनाउंस किया है कि वो बाकी सैलरीज पे भी थोड़ी सी रेज करेंगे फ्रेशर के लिए। तो ओवरऑल हम देख रहे हैं स्टेप्स दिए गए, तो जो एट्रिशन लेवल्स को करंटली जो 20% से लो करके 13-14% पे वो लाना चाहते हैं इस फिस्कल में, पर मैक्रो चैलेंज के चलते और डिमांड एनवायरनमेंट भी थोड़ा वीक है, तो इसमें शिपमेंट्स पे भी हमें लगता है थोड़ी सी दिक्कत आते हुए लगती है। तो ओवरऑल एक सैलरी हाइक इनके लिए थोड़ी सी इंसेंटिवेटेड हो सकती है। कंपनी ने एक्सेल टेक ने कंपनी ने अनाउंस किया कि इनकी जो डिजिटल बिजनेस सर्विसेज है आनंद बिरजे जी ने रिजाइन कर दिया गया है, और वो एक नई अपॉर्चुनिटी को परस्यू करने के लिए जा रहे हैं। 20 ईयर से वो एक्सेल के साथ थे। हम देख रहे हैं एक्सेल फास्टेस्ट ग्रोइंग कंपनी 26% के एवरेज के साथ ग्रो हो रही है FY19 से 23 में, और एक भी नया लीडरशिप भी अनाउंस करेंगे, जैसे रिजिग्नेशन एक अच्छी न्यूज़ है कंपनी के लिए। फिलिप्स कार्बन ब्लैक ने कहा कि उन्होंने फर्स्ट फेज में कमर्शियल प्रोडक्शन स्टार्ट किया। ग्रीनफील्ड कार्बन ब्लैक का प्रोजेक्ट है, तमिलनाडु में है। मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कैपेसिटी देखा जाए 63,000 टन की है पर आनम के, और कंप्लीशन ऑफ द स्टेज हमें लगता है कंपनी कॉन्फिडेंट रहेगी, और वो अचीव करेगी पीक रेट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन ऑफ द स्टार्ट ऑफ सेकेंड स्टेज के बाद, जो कि 1,47,000 टन पर आरएम के साथ है। और ये करंट फिस्कल में देखा जाए तो 8,000 मिलियन के आसपास का उन्होंने किया, 6,500 मिलियन का उन्होंने इन्वेस्टमेंट कर दिया। 1.5 लाख टन के आसपास का जो कार्बन ब्लैक का प्रोजेक्ट है उसमें 1,500 मिलियन टन वो 24 मेगावाट का कैपेसिटी पावर प्लांट पे भी इन्वेस्ट करेंगे। सो ओवरऑल देख रहे एक्सपेंडिचर ये 3 प्रोजेक्ट्स में इंक्लूडिंग तमिलनाडु कोची पैथागोनिया में 40,000 टन के आसपास का आती है। स्पेशली कार्बन जो इनका मुंद्रा प्रोजेक्ट है उसमें से 1,200 मिलियन टन का आसपास का प्रोडक्शन लग रहा है। क्रेडिट कार्ड के भी डेटा देख रहे नंबर्स देखे जाए तो स्ट्रॉन्ग थे मंथ ऑन मंथ मार्च 23 में, जो कि 1.4 ट्रिलियन से बेसिकली इसमें डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सबसे हाईएस्ट थी। और नेट कार्ड एडिशन भी देखा जाए तो 85.3 मिलियन थी। मेजर प्लेयर्स सच एज आईसीआईसीआई, एसबीआई, एचडीएफसी और कोटक महिंद्रा बैंक ने विटनेस किया स्ट्रॉन्ग कार्ड एडिशन। सो इस स्पेस में हमें देख रहे हैं तो एसबीआई कार्ड एग्रेसिवली यहाँ से आगे जाते हुए दिख रहा है, तो एसबीआई कार्ड्स को हमें लग रहा है करंट मौके पे भी अच्छे दिख रहे हैं। और नेक्स्ट हम देख रहे हैं जैसे फॉरेक्स रिजर्व देख रहे हैं तो इंडिया का फॉरेक्स रिजर्व वापस हाई बढ़ रहा है 584 बिलियन पे, और गोल्ड रिजर्व भी हमारा हाईएस्ट पे जो कि 46.7 बिलियन है।
Technical derivatives outlook. So during the last week, we saw that Nifty has now scaled above 17,800 level. So this was one of the resistance zone which we are talking and expected high during the last week. So now looking at the chart pattern, everything, I believe that now Nifty should be heading to 18,200, 18,300 on the higher side, which is the higher side support, or sorry, higher side resistance. Having said this, the lower side, the rally started when Nifty has crossed 17,500 levels. So this will now act as a support on the downside. So the larger range for the Nifty for this week can be in between 17,500 to 18,500. So this is a 1,000 points range with positive bias. So anytime there is a correction in the market, and if we see prices coming close to the 17,500, I think we should be taking a positive view on the market, because this April entire month, I believe there will be a positive bias, and expiry, it's too early to comment, but then the net expiry can be close to 18,000 level. So we believe the decline should be used as a buying opportunity. The coming to the Bank Nifty was one of the outperformer in the last week. It was up by 2.66%, and it has given a technically it has given a trend line breakout. So since the Bank Nifty has rallied from 39,000 to 42,196 in the last 3 weeks, there can be this week, I think there can be some profit booking in the index. Sideways to profit booking is what I expect for the Bank Nifty. The Bank Nifty is not weak. Any correction close to 41,500, 41,000 should be viewed as a buying opportunity, because on the higher side, Bank Nifty, I believe 43,500 is the highest side level for the Bank Nifty. So bias is positive. Any corrections should be viewed as a buying opportunity. ICICI Bank, Kotak, Axis are the counters which should contribute to this rally. Even to some extent, PSU Bank can also contribute. SBI, Federal Bank are positive. Federal Bank do come on the mid cap, but Federal Bank is also something which is very positive. So we are having a positive view for the Nifty and Bank Nifty. Support for the Nifty 17,500. Support for the Bank Nifty 41,000. So anytime when the prices come close to the support, we should view this as a buying opportunity. During the last week, we observed that this metals and realty and auto, this was the space where there was we have seen the buying. So this will be the sectors which will contribute to the rally. So one has to keep a watch on this sector. Coming to derivatives data, both the Nifty and Bank Nifty has seen a long build-up in the last closing. The Nifty future has seen a long build-up to the tune of 2.1%, an addition of nearly 2 lakh shares. The put call ratio actually declined in Nifty futures because there was a selling slight sideways consolidation in the market. There was a little pressure close to 17,000. That's one of the reasons why PCR was down from 1.27 to 1.19 ratio. So maximum OI is seen at 18,000. So that will act as a 18,000 and then 17,800 put. So this would be this support and resistance. Bank Nifty is also seen a long build up to the tune of 7.6%, which was an addition of 1.9 lakh shares. The PCR actually gained in Bank Nifty from 1.32 to 1.45. So which is a sign of strength. The maximum, the max OI was seen as 42,200 call option, and then 42,500 put option, followed by 42,100 put option. So largely 42,200 and then 42,100. This would be the call and put strike prices where you will find support and resistance. So from the derivatives point of view, from the week on week basis, we are seeing banking, auto, realty and oil and gas, they are seeing the long built up. And in the technology, telecom, and capital goods space, from the derivatives point of view, we are seeing a short build-up. So we need to keep this in mind. Stocks like Dabur, HUL, Britannia, Asian Paints are looking positive. Axis Bank is looking positive. In the auto space, Eicher Motor, TVS Motor, and Escorts are looking positive. So we need to keep a watch on this. Any decline during the week close to the support level should be viewed as a buying opportunity, is what I believe. So bias is positive, buy on declines. That's all from mine. I'll hand over to Vishal sir for more research updates. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Good morning, team. To start with a couple of results first. So HDFC Bank reported numbers. The growth was, deposit growth remains strong at around 21% on YoY basis. And credit growth, if you look at, it was marginally lower at around 17%, which was around 20% in Q3. Having said that, I think most of the other parameters were pretty strong and healthy. Even we have seen asset quality has improved. NIMs were largely stable, and that is making us to retain our buy rating on the stock, and target price on HDFC is 2070 valued at 3.1 time on price to book basis. Next is on Infosys. So Infosys, just like TCS, I think the numbers were lower than what we the street was expecting. But having said that, incremental negative has been on a quarter-on-quarter basis. There has been a decline in terms of the revenue which the company has done. Having said that, I think I mean, like, if you look at we in our note that we have published, we are still retaining our buy rating on the stock because I think there are a couple of things, because there will be weakness in IT as a pack. But what we understand is, like, given the mid to long term story in terms of digitization or probably like cloud movement which is happening, and then further, like, AI pickup that we are seeing in the market, so that will pick up. But I think but this phase of the next 2 to 3 quarters, that is only to be watched. But for if you look at for mid to long term, one can look at buying and dips, but yeah, not to go aggressive, because the movement can be I mean, like, little bit on the sharper side, on the downside. So that's what we are seeing Infosys result and our view on that. Next is on TV18. It is a negative sort of development. So Viacom 18, a controlled subsidiary of TV18, is now the owner of Jio Cinema OTT platform, and has over 15,000 crores to disrupt the market with. As per the valuation of the overall valuation is coming at around 33,000, which implies, like, TV18 by virtue of that 13.5% stake is valued at around 4,450 crore. Which is, I mean, like, if you look at the current market cap wise, then it is around 10 to 11% lower than what the stock is currently trading at. Next is on TCS. So TCS has announced that it will be providing a salary hike of around 12 to 15% for its high performing employees. And what we understand is, like, TCS, I think historically, and being a Tata company, it has been ethical and they have been honoring their contracts, what exactly they have given. And but in terms of business, when incrementally, like, the margins are getting compressed, so this particular may not be that bodes well for the margins, so that will be seen as a negative in the current environment. Next is on HCL. So again, a negative development. Head of digital business services Anand Birji has resigned to pursue another opportunity. He was with the company for the last 20 odd years, and that way it's a negative. In terms of positive news flow, so we have Philip Carbon Black has positive development has been that initiated a first phase of commercial production for its greenfield carbon black project in Tamil Nadu. And if you look at overall this manufacturing capacity from this particular unit will be around 63,000 odd ton, and that bodes well for the company. And PCBL total expenditure for the 3 projects, including, like, within that they are doing green power in Tamil Nadu, Kochi, will be as well as 40,000 is estimated to around roughly like 1,200 odd crores. Incrementally, like, capacity addition which is happening, that bodes well and will further add to the revenue and bottom line. So we retain our positive view on Philip Carbon. Next, in terms of credit cards, so again, positive set of data which is coming in. Credit card spend continued to zoom during the March 23. So it stood at all-time high of 1.4 trillion. And the net card addition has also remained strong at around 19.5 lakh in March. And the total card in force is roughly like 8.5 crore in the market now. And major players which have seen an addition in this particular month include ICICI, SBI, HDFC, and Kotak Mahindra Bank. Overall, I think what we are seeing, the trend of card spend has been pretty positive, and it continued to remain robust during FY23, and we expect, like, the spends to have a similar trajectory in FY24. Excess card portfolio behavior post acquisition of City Consumer Business, and that is only needs to be watched. Topic in the banking space remain HDFC Bank, ICICI, and mid and small is Federal Bank. Last thing from my side is on Anupam Rasayan. So in terms of positive development which has happened, this company has signed a letter of intent for the revenue of around 1,500 crores, where the letter of intent is signed with the leading Japanese multinational to manufacture 3 high-value specialty chemical. So the company planned to supply over the next 7 odd years. So if you look at in terms of like, if you just do as benefit that could come to Anupam Rasayan for whenever that this contract come into force. So it will be like, further add up 16% to their top line. That is on the revenue. And further, like, given the supply is towards Japanese, so we can expect good margins again, like, bottom line addition will be pretty good in terms of this new letter of intent which they've entered into. So that bodes well for Anupam Rasayan. It's positive